What's up? I'm Grizz. Welcome, Hyouka, episode 13. We're continuing the Culture Festival. I don't remember if we went to another day or if this is still day one. I'm assuming we're still day one here. Yeah, we're day one because Chitanda got lost at the end. So we're still day one. They've been very subtle with the things that they're doing and the mystery and everything that we're going to get involved with here, but that's okay. Wait, the last episode was probably my favorite one so far this entire series, at least the most enjoyable one. It was an absolute blast to watch. So I'm hoping we get a lot more of that. And I'm also just kind of hoping that we answer some questions that I have. I want to get a lot more Maika focus. I'm curious what's going on over there. And hopefully we get some answers. A lot of Tatanda focus is always really fun too, because she's adorable. So I don't know. I'm excited to see where we're going to head with this. Love the last one. So if you like it all, the like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Please leave any comments though about this episode or series. Let's get going to episode 13. The Quiz King. Yeah, Goofy's in the crowd, of course. This is the 7th one. Let's go! The corpse by evening. I have no idea. This is true. I don't know. Just go to the majority. Go to the side with the majority. Let's go! I'm still in, boys. That's tall. I love how Buddy's completely out of breath because he was dragging them out. You've made it. Yo. I don't know. I love how they don't even know. The poor club. Tell them we're selling anthologies. We gotta get some sales. I love how loud it is that everybody can hear it. Now he's hyping it up, so you gotta go buy it to find out. We found the answer. Oh, dude, he is a wow. Go buy the anthology if you would like to know. Go buy it. Do it. He's gonna. Let's go. Smart man. Let's go. Can be yours. Yes. See, he hits her in the head with it. What a salesman, honestly, is so respectable. That makes up for you not being around for the negotiations earlier. Aw, welcome back. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, well, now she's gonna get lost again. She got a lot of stuff though. She made memories. Oh, you got it. You gotta look. You gotta look. I'm good. Huh. No, they're all not in the club anymore either. Oh. Yeah, but you gotta wait. We're about to be selling so much. The fucking secrets. Right. We got one, trust. Who? Are we associated with you? She enjoys everything, to be fair. Almost everything. Huh. Oh. No. We got a thief. Yeah. Seemed like a kind person, but very indirect.
参加団体一言コメントのページを開いてね。そして谷さん、福部さんが
Let's
6
go!
王手をかけています。この決着の行方はどうなるのでしょうか。皆さんも5000円よろしくお願いします。
Wait, they put a hat on his on his planet. Nice.
面積を求める公式は 4πr2 乗。おお、早い。
I have no idea.
問題はまだ終わっていませんが大丈夫でしょうか。
They're really testing my knowledge here. Putting me in my place. Settle down. You got this.
4πr3 乗。
Didn't I ask her, like, yes or no? I don't know. I don't know.
体積を求める公式をお答えください。答えは3分の 4πr3 乗。お見事です。高校の生徒会長のフルネーム。
Oh. We looked in the thing yesterday, didn't we? Or earlier in the day?
清水さん。久我山宗義。
I don't remember all that. She's so extra. Yeah. We got a winner. So much for the database. Alright, now down to business.
何かからご一緒いただいたって犯行声明が入ってた。
Hmm.
全部を使うわけじゃないから10個ぐらい持っていかれても気づかんのだよな。あの部員の冗談でしょ。
Yeah, well, they're goofing with all the clubs, it appears. What their reason is for that.
まあ勝負しようぜ。次はどこに出る？明日のお料理券かな。
Yeah?
ニ君との勝負は興味ないんだけど。
Hmm.
宝太郎は真面目にやってるかな。
That's who he wants to compete with. Yeah, nice, dude. Oh my fucking god, she's so fucking cute. Dude. Dude. Best does not know what to do with himself. He's gonna accidentally hide them, and then he's gonna take them with him. He's gonna bring them home, and then he's gonna make copies, and then he's gonna say, "Oh, sorry, didn't realize I took these home on accident," and then give them back to her as if nothing ever happened. Yes. Thumb through? No, you buy. Or you can't just come in strapped with the fucking AK and think it's all good, alright?
先輩、前空いてますよ。え？
Why are we looking? Why are we looking?
破けてる。
What a lad, though, for actually telling him. Here you go, cover it with this. Oh.
ちょっと使ってみてください。
I thought he was gonna make it put the whole thing over it. Dude, settle down. Another trade. I was gonna have an entire outfit to wear by the end of this, huh?
焼き芋をやってるんだ。火を消すのがバケツだと芸がないだろ。じゃあこれいるんじゃないで。
No, you got the fucking thing on the back, yeah. Yeah, we're good, we're good. Yep. That's sad. That's really gonna suck. Working so hard and creating something like that, and then like nobody wants to come and actually like buy it or give you the time of day. Like that's awful. I guess I can kind of relate by doing these. Was it your idea?
そんな堅苦しいもの誰が読むの？コーチさんということですか、先輩。
Gotta bite the bullet.
さは本来みんな同じなの。誰が書いてもですか？そうよ。なら面白いかどうかの差はどこでできるんですか？わからないの？イバラ。
No, I don't either.
結局読み手の面白さを感じ取るアンテナが高いか低いか、それだけなのよ。
Okay.
だからレビューなんて無駄だって言ってるの。私たちは好きなものだけ読んでケラケラ笑ってればいいのよ。漫画がどれも同じだなんて、そんなこと絶対納得できない。
She's not wrong, but she's not right. Like there's levels to it. It's not. It's not as cut and dry as something like this.
名作って言われるものもないってことですよね。名作はあるよ。定義は何ですか？
Yeah, I want to know those too, though.
長い年月、たくさんの鑑賞者っていうふるいにかけられ続けて残ったもの。これが名作よ。
I don't agree. Yeah, I don't agree.
最初から名作として生まれてくるんです。時間に淘汰されてないも
I don't even
の。
know what that
そ
means.
れこそあんたの主観じゃない。違います。何が？これは経験の問題です。先輩はこれってすごいっていうものにガツンとやられたことがないだけです。へえ。
Hmm.
文化祭で売られた「夕べにはムクロに」って漫画読みましたか？
No. I bet she didn't.
知らないよ。
Mm-hmm.
じゃあ明日持ってきます。それで納得してもらえないなら私にはもう言葉があります。
Look at all the people, though. Was it all the yelling that you did that brought them in?
これはもう終わりました。明日はまたやりますので。
Okay, but what was
ぜひ見てください
it?
ね。
ああ、まあ
How many people showed up?
14部売れた。
Oh,
本当に？
3人1組のやつ？
は？
there's people? No.
本当に？総務員なのにイベントを把握して。
He needs a team for this.
受けてもらうことも、
That's
新
okay.
聞に取り上げていただくこともできません
Well,
でし
it's
た。
okay.
気にするな。
でも気になることがあったんですが。
What is
気
that?
になる。
The stolen thing?
いえ、やっぱり気になりません。
大変よろしい。
Hmm.
ほら、
Oh, we can form a
そういや
team.
まやか。満件はどうだった？
Not good in the
何もなかっ
slightest.
たわよ。
Hmm.
まやか、シタンダさん、
Who'd you like to be on my
一
team?
緒にお料理店のコンテストに出てくれないかな。
I mean, Buddy over here doesn't want to do anything, so you might as well.
に部長に相談はできる。
That's only gonna cause more
宣伝になる
problems.
ならぜひ出たいです。
よし、ひとまず望みはつながったね。どん
Let's
だけ出たかったん
go.
だ。料理にはちょっと自信があるんだ。
Stay out my way and let me do my shit. Day one comes to a close. Oh. What are those? Uh,
オレキさん、
yeah.
もしかして。
Yeah. Why did you just...
いえ、なんでもないです。
I like that she actually caught it. She seems very organized. That's a plus. We're looking for the one from last year. There it is. Aw. That's what got her like all thrilled and wanting to be a part of all this. Yeah. Just radiates out. Look at that. Another missing item, huh?
代わりにこれを。
It's not the same. It's not the same. You have to prove your point. Did we find it? Oh. No.
なんで？
The pain. Our mystery becomes a bit more clear. The clues are starting to pile up. The concern within our characters. I believe Chitanda at least is kind of getting there, but she's not at a point that she wants to, I think, burden anyone else and really put more on them or really bring something else to light here, and is going to kind of keep that on herself. And it's interesting to think about. I'd be lying if I said I had a read on it. I really don't. I'd argue... Yeah, I don't know. I'd argue we're putting ourselves in a position where this is going to be... There's a possibility it could be a couple things, but I think the one that I'd more so be leaning towards, or expecting at least, which means it's not going to be what I say, is the idea that there is a club or there is a single individual, one of the two, who is specifically doing one of two things, either just trying to impose a challenge almost onto others, specifically taking things, specifically leaving notes behind, and then possibly trying to force somebody's hand in a way for them to come and find them. Like they're treating it like a game almost, right? And I'd argue that that's a route that we could go, but we also could just be going a route where like somebody wants to take shit and they just are too afraid to ask. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I lean more towards we're trying to get caught, or we're trying to leave clues, or we're trying to do something specific by leaving these notes behind after every time that we take something. And it could just be like a gesture of I'm being kind and I'm literally just telling you like, hey, I took this just so that you know while you weren't around, just so you know it's gone, but I'll bring it back whenever. But it's also the lack of like communication in a way of like verifying it's okay if I take something from another club that possibly could be used. Now, like the thing like the apple juice is like not necessary, but like I think the other two situations that we've heard, somebody's been like, I would have gave them like a couple of these. Like we could have definitely done that, but instead they just went out and took like a bunch or something. Like, right, like whatever the situation might be, instead of specifically like making sure that they don't need it or aren't like expecting it in any sort of way, we get left like that, which makes me think it's not done through like great intentions, unfortunately. But there's always the possibility that it is. But I still, regardless, think that it is somebody or a group of people who is setting out in a way to have us get caught. I also believe we're specifically doing this in a way that will target the classic lit club, specifically for also leaving the book open on that last page, which is directly pointing towards and targeting in a way something that we noted earlier for specific reasons of making sure that we put our club on that back end so people can actually see it, like if they go to it. So I think that was like a target almost of like the first sign of like, hey, I'm kind of doing something here. I still wonder if the constant trading of things that Ariki's doing is actually useful, if that's literally just like a fuck it, here's something. Like he's got nothing else going on, so we're gonna add some interesting things, or if that's also like a similarity in a way and he could possibly be getting like framed in some sort of way here by having all these people constantly give him things and trade out things, and now he's going to have like a lot of props and things from like different clubs and different activities that he normally shouldn't or wouldn't have in a way, and now it looks more suspicious on him. But it also could be used, I guess, and spun in a positive light where they're giving him these things as well, as either clues for helping and finding, like these people are purposely being set up and told to go in there and give him things. Or if that's not the case, it could also just be like some funny way of like, we're going to give him a bunch of things and then we're going to end up having him like dress up and use them at like some point, like some stupid thing. That would just be funny. But yeah, outside of like that, like I don't have like a good read, I guess I could say, specifically on what we're doing. I guess also the situation with Chitanda trying to go like get a story told about like what we're doing, and then us not having like anything interesting or like really relevant in a way that we can actually get that out there, could also be some sort of thing, but we could use this in a way to kind of promote that or bring that out. But I mean, I'm definitely overlooking something regarding that, but I'm just not, or regarding our mystery and everything here, but I'm just not picking up on it. And I can't really wrap my head around enough. I'll just skip back through the episode a bit and hopefully maybe something else will come to mind. The other really big thing this episode too was the whole Mayaka thing, which I don't entirely think I understand what they were getting at and the things that each of them were saying. More so like the sides and the stances that each of them were taking. So I'm definitely going to rewatch that before I speak on it when I get back to it here. Specifically, we start off, Satoshi's doing his fucking thing, trying to spread word. And this is a very clever way of doing it. He's able to show off a bit. He's able to use his database, and like he says, and he's able to get out there and answer some questions. Unfortunately, he ends up losing later on. But I think it's a good way to promote the club and actually get the name out there. As we saw, people literally did not know that the club was a thing. And it definitely sent some people up that to buy the anthology, which is a really good thing. We meet this kid. Satoshi does not seem to be a big fan of him. I don't remember him at any point, so I'm assuming he just came up. What his fascination here is with like being around Satoshi and challenging him in a way, I'm not fully grasping, but I guess maybe we'll get a little bit more between them later on. Chitanda is completely worn out because she's had a fucking busy day. My favorite moment where Ariki starts looking down at all the stuff that she has and realizes like, what the fuck is that? Like it might be pictures or something along the way. This is what I was talking about. I'm assuming this is like a sus situation in a way, but not. I don't actually read it off that way. I think it's more of like we genuinely don't have anything that we can kind of use to put in here. So she needs to kind of build a story or find something in a way, which is where we start finding it here. This girl, who I don't believe we've been introduced to until now, is very informal in a way, very familiar with Chitanda. What exactly her relation with Chitanda is, I'm not familiar with. Chitanda still speaks to her formally, but I guess that makes sense because she's like that in a way. This is where we start finding out first about our mystery and exactly that whole situation, specifically the note and everything. Why they also signed it using her last name on the bottom is also a weird thing. So I guess that's another factor. I don't gotta read on that either. You'd assume to know their name specifically and put it out there in this sort of way, you would have to be somebody else a part of the same club, or somebody familiar with who is a part of this club, or trying to frame somebody in a certain situation or set chaos in some sort of way. I'd assume we're going to be going a few different routes there. This is where we talk about being left on the back page of the thing too, which is making me wonder. We get a whole sequence here where we just kind of do our trivia and stuff. I don't know if there's any more relevance to it than besides literally we're just doing it and Satoshi ended up not winning, which I'm assuming brings him down in a way because this guy wants to be a rival in a way and compete against him. But Satoshi doesn't seem interested in that. Immediately his mind goes to Ariki and what he's doing and, you know, how he would have done and stuff like that. So it makes me think that he views him more in a rival sorts of way. And even if it's not a rivalry way, more in like a, would he have been capable of actually winning this? Like, am I that incapable of these types of things? Going through the pictures and seeing all the Chitanda photos is the cutest fucking thing. Absolutely adorable. Going through all of them and him just being like not knowing what the fuck to do in that situation. We get another trade here, our second trade, but he is absolutely strapped here with the AK and the Glock, and we get another item. Like I said, I believe this will be used in some sort of way. How exactly, I'm still not sure on, but I had my guesses a little bit about that earlier. Let me go back and actually rewatch the scene, and then I'll give some thoughts. So I think my issue with this scene specifically in the argument we got here more so came like to the way that they worded or phrased certain things, especially at the start of it. That kind of made me like rather confused about a few things they were going on. More so of where the other girl is like stating in a way that all mangas and all things like that are basically the same. And until somebody actually like sits down and properly reads it, can't make their own opinion based on exactly how they feel and how good or bad something really is, which is a valid statement in a way to say, because you have to actually give things a shot to properly know. But it seems like Mayuka takes it more in a way of her trying to tell her that everything is kind of created the same. And see, that's where I get confused. The whole intro argument that they were having makes little to no sense to me. Her basically saying that like certain people are able to pick out and understand the things that are good, but other people have like a struggle to kind of understand and really pick that out, specifically by using the term of like having a low antenna in a way, and those other people are the ones who just kind of don't get it. So that whole sequence like doesn't, to me, I don't really still even grasp exactly, I guess, what exactly they're complaining about until we get into more like later down the line. And it starts making a little bit more sense when you start thinking about it in the terms of, it appears Mayuka has set something up in a thing here where they've created something, and it appears that they've reviewed like 100 different mangas in a way, and they're trying to use this as a way of recommendations, almost in a way to convince other readers and stuff to actually go out there and read and give these certain things a try. But the other girl is trying to claim things such as, that is such a waste of time because the things you like other people might not like, and everybody kind of has different tastes. And so what's the point of kind of reviewing and critiquing and doing all this type of stuff if it's not going to matter? We should just kind of dive in, figure out what we like and what we don't by actually going into and reading it, and then determine from there. Trying to say that regardless of who might be the writer of this series, regardless of who might be an artist working on this series, regardless of all of that type of stuff, who might be in charge of whatever aspects of it, it doesn't matter until you actually get in there and determine if you like it. Whereas Mayuka's like, these people hold value for certain things that they've done and for certain decisions and artistic things that they've done that allows their works in a way to warrant, I guess, being perceived and already having kind of a reputation or a thing, a standard going into them. And that's kind of what I get from that intro part. And I'm assuming I'm completely wrong on that, so please let me know exactly where I am, just so I can understand that better. But in that sense, I don't necessarily think, I guess, either of them are wrong in that sense, but where they start really drifting apart is specifically the other girl stating things about stuff regarding like a masterpiece and these classics in a way needing to span the time, like span over time, and need to constantly remain things that can like engage and be interesting to new people and the fresh people that kind of come in. But that doesn't make a lot of sense in a way, because the things that you're kind of putting down, specifically Mayaka and her way of like reviews and having like these sort of things, is the reason why this stuff kind of progresses for so long, and why it spreads by word of mouth, and why so many people kind of take interest in it. And I agree more so with what Mayaka's kind of stating, where things that are masterpieces are literally masterpieces from the moment that they're a masterpiece, right? From the moment of creation, they are. It doesn't have to span like over time, and doesn't have to last for 15 years and age properly and age well for it to be considered what it is. The term masterpiece itself is where I take more issue with this entire thing, because I guess everybody defines it and views it different. But if you want to take it more in a different route, you can kind of just look at certain eras have certain things that might have been considered a masterpiece within it that I wouldn't necessarily say, looking back on it now, be like, oh, this is a masterpiece. It would be more so a classic, or the most influential thing possibly within that time, that it's kind of stood the test of time and allowed it to come here, kind of playing towards, I guess, both of their points, where at the time, specifically of creation of this, it was a masterpiece. So it didn't need to span the test of time to do what it is. But as of present day, it might not be looked at the same way, or held in high regards, I guess, in comparison to other things, but it still stood that test of time as the influence and things that it kind of has. So both of them, I guess, can have a valid point if you want to take it that way. But if we're using simply the term masterpiece, in which we're kind of trying to do here, it appears I'm going to completely side with the things that Mayaka's ending up saying here. This kind of also results in her fully bringing around to, okay, what about this book from last year? Have you ever experienced for the first time where you sit down and you open something up and it's so fucking good and it's so like captivating in a way that you cannot put this down and you have to constantly just go through it? My definition of that, personal opinion, is Ping Pong the Animation. If anybody's ever seen that is absolute masterpiece in my opinion. I sat down and at like midnight one night, and I said, okay, I'm going to start this and watch an episode or two. I went to sleep at like 6 or 7 in the morning or something, and I went through all 11 episodes, and I could not have been more thankful for for making that decision. It was so captivating and so incredible of what it was, that the moment I sat there and watched it without really having any other knowledge of things on the outside of it, it was considered a masterpiece to me then and there in that moment, and to this day is top 3 favorite, or I guess best things that I've ever seen. So relating to Mayaka in a way here, where she opened this book up for the first time last year and became so captivated by the things that are happening in it, and thought it was so fantastic that she kind of wants to be like, have you ever actually experienced something like this? You're kind of putting a claim in this definition and title on these types of things, and saying everything else about this is kind of lame and useless, but it's so fucking good. It's something that isn't being sold and isn't probably around here anymore. You can't get your hands on this book anymore, but I would love to leave a review and allow people to understand and experience, possibly be able to this exact same thing. But that's never going to happen, because it's maybe not as mainstream and popular in a way that the other girl here seems to kind of expect, I guess, all things that would be considered of that status to be. Ultimately, though, we seem to draw a crowd by the argument here, it seems to be. And the other girl seems to be kind of asking for it the whole time and trying to bring Mayaka into this and start this argument. So I wonder if this was her goal from the start, and she thought that more people would come in and be interested in kind of what they're doing over here. If that was the case, just let me know though if I got a complete wrong read, or if the things I'm saying just don't make sense there, because I'm assuming that they do. So please just let me know. And then we kind of close things off here. I guess we have Satoshi really wants to enter this cooking contest now tomorrow, because he wants to continue to spread word of everything that's going on. He ends up convincing Chitanda and Mayaka to kind of help him, because he needs to be a part of a team of 3. I'm assuming we're going to see that other guy from before, and he's going to kind of be competing against Satoshi again tomorrow. And then this is the cutest fucking moment ever, where Chitanda realizes that Riki kind of went through the photos. I looked at them and they're both so like he's so like embarrassed that he got caught, but she's just so embarrassed that like somebody else saw these as well. So I guess that he got caught. And then whole end sequence of Mayaka constantly trying to find this book, go through absolutely everything. Like I know it's here, but she cannot find it, which is a incredibly real feeling, and I feel so bad for this. And I guess we're gonna kind of progress further. Excited to see kind of what's to come next. Like I said, I don't have the best read on a whole bunch of the stuff that happened here. I enjoyed it quite a bit for what it was, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it a lot more once I kind of get explained to a little bit more about the things maybe I possibly wasn't understanding, and to the best extent I guess that I can kind of do that. Excited to see what more they have cooked up for us. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. They do really mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave any comments though about this episode or series. I'll be back for episode 14 very soon. You guys have a good one though. See ya.